In the quiet confines of a small town, darkness holds secrets beyond human comprehension. Our tale begins in this quaint, yet eerily silent town, where whispers of the unknown float on the cool evening breeze. This town is the new home of our protagonists, Sam and Samantha. These two siblings, bound by blood and shared experiences, have recently uprooted their lives and moved into this mysterious locale. The town, with its ancient architecture and timeless charm, has an unsettling ambience that seems to silently echo with tales of forgotten times. Yet Sam and Samantha, filled with youthful curiosity and an adventurous spirit, are undeterred by the town's eerie aura. They've planned a night stay with a new friend, a local of the town, eager to immerse themselves in their new surroundings. As the sun set and the moon claimed the night, they set off, their hearts filled with excitement and anticipation. Little did they know, they were stepping into a night that could possibly change the course of their lives forever. The friend's house, a towering structure, stood ominously against the backdrop of the moonlit night. A testament to a bygone era, the house was a startling blend of antiquity and neglect. Its once grandeur had now yielded to the relentless march of time, with ivy creeping up the stone walls and roof shingles missing in places like a smile with teeth knocked out. The house had a certain gravitas that commanded respect, an aura that was both intriguing and unsettling. It whispered tales of its former glory, of laughter and joy, now replaced by an eerie silence punctuated only by the creaking of old wood and the rustling of leaves. Their new friend, an affable chap with an odd fondness for the macabre, was the current occupant of this daunting edifice. He had an eccentric demeanor, his eyes sparkled with mischief, yet betrayed a hint of melancholy. He welcomed the siblings with a warm smile, his laughter a stark contrast to the somber ambiance of the house. As the evening wore on, the siblings couldn't shake off the feeling of unease. The house was a symphony of strange sounds, the wooden floorboards groaned under their weight, the wind whistled through the gaps in the walls, and even the shadows seemed to dance in an eerie rhythm. Every so often they would hear a sound, like a soft whisper, or the faintest scrape echoing through the vast empty halls. Despite the unsettling noises, their friend seemed unnervingly unperturbed. He moved through the house as if he were a part of it, his presence melding seamlessly with its strange aura. His nonchalance only served to amplify the siblings' growing apprehension. As the clock struck midnight, the house seemed to come alive with an uncanny energy. The strange sounds grew louder, the shadows darker. The haunting house, it seemed, had stories to tell and secrets to reveal. The siblings could only wonder what the night had in store for them. The chilling wind whispered tales of the unseen as the siblings began to sense an unsettling presence. As if the very air around them was holding its breath, the atmosphere in the house had shifted. The lights, once a comforting beacon in the deepening twilight, began to flicker erratically. Like a heartbeat losing its rhythm, the inconsistency of the light was a jarring presence. A sudden draft, colder than the winter winds outside, swept through the room. It brought with it an inexplicable feeling of dread. Sam and Samantha huddled closer, their bodies instinctively seeking warmth against the unnatural chill. It was as though the house itself was breathing, its breath icy against their skin. Then came the noises. Subtle at first, they were easy to dismiss as the house settling or the wind howling. A creak here, a soft thud there, but as the night deepened, they grew louder, more insistent. Something was moving in the shadows, unseen, unheard, but definitely felt. The siblings grew increasingly uneasy. Samantha clutched Sam's hand tighter, her knuckles turning white. Each flicker of the lights, each chilling draft, each unexplained noise was a chilling reminder of their isolation. Their new friend, their only link to this unfamiliar town, was nowhere to be found. The sounds continued. A scratch against the wall, a soft whisper in the dark, a footstep in the corridor. Each noise was a stark reminder of their vulnerability. Even as they tried to rationalize, to explain away the fear, the unseen presence persisted. The siblings felt it, a terrifying symphony of the unknown playing out in the darkness. The flickering lights, the chilling drafts, the unexplained noises, all danced to a rhythm that was as frightening as it was fascinating. It was a haunting melody that sang of fear, of suspense, of a tale that was yet to unfold. The walls of the house echoed with eerie whispers, a terrifying symphony of the unknown. As the siblings braced themselves against the unseen presence, the house seemed to hold its breath, waiting for the next act of this chilling nocturnal drama. The night grew darker, and the mystery began to unravel itself, piece by chilling piece. As the siblings, Sam and Samantha, began to explore the old house, they stumbled upon something eerie. Dusty picture frames, their glass surfaces clouded with age, revealed a family much like their own. Smiling faces unaware of the darkness that lurked in the corners of their home. They uncovered newspaper clippings, yellowed with time, their headlines screaming of a tragedy that once shook the very foundation of the house. The chilling past of the house unfolded before their eyes, the narratives of the pictures and clippings intertwining to form a tapestry of horror that sent shivers down their spines. The house was not a mere brick-and-mortar structure. It was a silent witness to a past filled with sorrow and terror. Every creaking floorboard, every groaning door seemed to echo the cries of its previous occupants. The portraits on the wall seemed to watch them, their eyes filled with a silent plea for help that went unanswered for decades. In the midst of their discovery, their new friend, their only link to the outside world, vanished without a trace. The house, once filled with the laughter of their camaraderie, was now shrouded in an eerie silence. The sounds of the night outside were drowned by the deafening silence within. The siblings searched every nook and cranny, their hearts pounding in their chests. Each room they entered, each corner they turned seemed to hold a new secret, a new mystery. The house was a labyrinth of fear, its walls closing in on them with every passing moment. The friend's disappearance added a new layer of terror to their ordeal. The house was no longer a mere place of residence. It was a malevolent entity, its dark past reaching out from the depths of time to ensnare its new occupants. As the night deepened, so did their fear. The house was not just a house, it was a crypt of secrets. The siblings were trapped in a chilling narrative, their lives intertwined with the haunting past of the house as the night wore on, the mystery deepening with each passing hour. In the heart of darkness, the terrifying truth was waiting to be discovered. The siblings, Sam and Samantha, stumbled upon their new friend, not as the jovial companion they had known, but in a trance-like state. His eyes, normally warm and welcoming, were now vacant, devoid of any life. His voice, once full of laughter, was now a hollow echo of its former self. Their friend began to speak, but it was not his voice that filled the room. It was a voice from the past, a voice filled with sorrow and despair, a voice that belonged to the previous owner who had tragically perished within these very walls. He revealed that he had been trapped in this world, unable to move on, his spirit confined to the house that once brought him joy but now only served as his prison. The siblings listened in horror as their friend continued to speak, revealing that it was he who had lured them to this house. He had manipulated their friendship, their trust, to serve his own desperate need for liberation. They were not merely guests in this house, they were his salvation. Their arrival, their presence, was the key that could unlock his spirit from its earthly shackles. The realization hit Sam and Samantha like a cold wave, chilling them to their cores. They were pawns in a game they didn't even know they were playing. Their friend, their confidant, was the architect of their dread, the puppet master pulling their strings. The betrayal stung, but it was the fear that truly gripped them. Fear of the unknown, fear of what they had gotten themselves into, and the overwhelming fear of what was yet to come. The siblings were not simply bystanders in this tale of horror. They were the protagonists, the unwitting heroes who were to face the terrifying truth. They were not guests in this house. They were the key to its haunting past. In the face of the unthinkable, the siblings knew they had to act, and act fast. Their hearts pounded with adrenaline as their minds raced through the possibilities. They had to put an end to this night of terror. It wasn't just about survival anymore, it was about liberation. Liberation of the tormented spirit that had haunted this house for so long. In an unexpected turn of events, Sam and Samantha, driven by courage and resolution, managed to free the spirit, not by force, but by understanding and compassion. They uncovered the spirit's tragic tale, one that had been lost in time and forgotten by the world. Their empathy brought peace, not just to the spirit, but to the once haunting house as well. In the silence of the dawn, the house stood quiet, its secrets finally at rest. The night of horror had ended, but the memory would linger forever. A chilling reminder of the unseen world that exists, parallel to our own.